Okay, so today we're going to take a look at how to set up a map control with some pins and be able to navigate down and drill down into the objects that we want to see. So we're going to begin by launching the data model designer and connect up to our server. And I'm going to create a new type here. I'm going to create a truck, and this truck, I'm going to add a couple of properties to it. So first I'm going to add a latitude property. So we're going to use this for actually locating the truck on the screen. I'm going to call that lat, and I'm going to add a second property for longitude. I'll call that long, and I'm going to add a third property, which is the identifier for the truck, possibly. So maybe this is the truck's identification code. So for latitude, I'm just going to set a default value of 26 degrees, and longitude is going to be 81. And my truck code is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So I have a truck defined, and the map controller works with collections, so we want to have a collection of assets here in order for this to work properly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a truck fleet, and as part of the components of that, my truck fleet is going to have a collection of trucks, and maybe by default I have 3 trucks in a fleet. So next we pop over to assets, and we create a new truck fleet. So maybe this is my fleet I have in Tampa, and I click OK, and I now have 3 different trucks that have been created. So here's the first one, here's the second one. I'm going to change the values on these latitude and longitude slightly so that I can don't have the pins overlapping. And I'm going to change the code of that guy as well. So there's the code for truck 2, and we have a different latitude and longitude. And here's a different code for the final truck, and we will also set the latitude and longitude for that. So there, 3 trucks. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a mimic. So we're going to go to the mimic designer, and we're going to create a new mimic called test. Now you have to keep in mind there's a couple of map controls. The one that we want to use is this map control here, but there is another map control in the system, which is a map chart, which works a little bit differently. It takes a raster image that you can drop some pins on, and I don't believe this one is part of HTML5. So if I choose to only show HTML5 controls by hitting this checkbox, and I go back into my charts, I'm not going to see that control. But under the maps group, the map control is there for HTML5, and I can lay that out. And to set up the control, like most controls, we go to the setup property in the property panel, and we begin by selecting our collection of trucks. So here's my truck collection, and the latitude property for that truck is going to be here, and the longitude property is there. And what I'd like to display is the code for that particular truck as the tooltip. That's what the text is for. We can also, with that setup, we can specify a latitude and longitude to drill into as well, and a zoom level if we want the map to open up right where our pins are going to be. So I'm going to save this screen, and I'm going to run it and take a look at what I have. So there's my 3 pins, and I can drill down into those pins, and I've got each of the codes for the different trucks on the tooltip. But what I'd like to do is I would like to be able to click on those individual trucks and drill down. So in order to do that, we need a template. So I'm going to create a template for a truck. So there's my truck template. And my truck template is going to be pretty simple. I'm going to go to the Microsoft controls, and I'm just going to add a label in here. And the label is going to be the code of the truck. And I can make the font larger. Maybe the font will be something bigger. And I can do copy paste, and I can pull out the latitude and the longitude for that truck as well, and I can bind that one to the latitude. I can bind this one to the longitude. And we can save our truck template under shared mimics. So we have our truck template, we have our map, but we need to tell our map that when we click it, that we would like to see this particular map template for the truck. So that's done in the settings. So we go to the properties, we go to the setup, we already have our latitude and long, so navigate is the item that we want, and what we want to do is open the truck template. We're going to use the truck template with the truck fleet. So when we click on a pin, it's going to use the truck that we've selected with the truck template and open that screen up. So we should probably too, on our truck template, we should probably add a back button so that we can navigate back once we drill down into it. So under navigation, I have a navigate back button. So there's my back button. And yeah, so there's our truck template. So now we're going to run our original map screen and take a look at what we have. So there's our 3 trucks working their way through the mountains, and I can click one of these now and drill down, and it's going to open up the truck template. So I need to rework my labels here a little bit, but I can go back and forth between those guys. And show the values for each of the trucks. So it looks like I would probably want to adjust the zoom level on my pens, so I can rework that a little bit. It looks like as well with my truck template that I probably want to make these a little larger so they can be seen better. And maybe instead of using a label, maybe I'd like to show that code for that truck using something like an LED display, for example. So there's the truck code bound to that graphic. So we'll try running again and take a look at what we have. So there's our trucks, and I can click on a truck and drill in and see the code and the latitude and longitude and navigate back and forth between those different items. And that's it. That's how we work with a map control and make a clickable map that we can drill down and use a template using a map and a collection of trucks and a truck template. Thank you.